Chris Sims made a bold prediction today. What did he say?
He said that the 49ers are going to pick Roger Rosengarten with the 31st pick. And, well, first of all, people are like, well, that's Kyle Shanahan's friend. He knows what he's talking about. That's like, if he's his friend, why would he say that? Right? Like, if Grant's like, Ryan, don't tell anybody, but blah, blah, blah. And I go to Twitter. Guess what Grant just told me? I don't believe it for a minute that they're going to get Roger Rosengarten at 31. I think that's a smokescreen. If he really does know what they want to do, which I doubt, he wouldn't say it. And if Kyle told him this, it's because he wants him to say it. They're not going to get Rosengarten at 31. If they get Rosengarten with their first pick, it's because they moved down. Rosengarten is a huge reach at 31.
Well, let's go full on tinfoil hat conspiracy theory. Okay.
Let's do it.
They're going to take Rosengarten at 31 and they know it. Okay. And they know it's a huge reach, but you're going to do it for for whatever reasons. They want the 5th-year option. They don't want to risk. They like him. He fits their system. They don't have a problem with taking him at 31, but they know everyone's going to crush him. So they're leaking, hey, we might take Rosengarten, and why don't you tell people it'd be a good pick? I don't know. Full tinfoil hat there. But
it's reversed,
if you sort of condition people to the pick before it happens, there's less shock. And Mel Kiper's been picking it for months. Chris Sims joins the party. I can see it making sense.
It's the reverse psychology, right? Yep. Let's tell people that we want Rosengarten so they think we're not really going to get Rosengarten, so we can actually get Rosengarten.
Exactly. Yeah. Reverse psychology. It's really, really advanced. Remember he talked today about like in bloodlines and all that. Well, he's not related to anyone, but he played for McCaffrey and he's working with Joe Staley. And at Washington, they did run a lot of outside zone, so he's theoretically fits the offense. And Lynch and Forrester were at the pro day, but that's why I feel like the dark horse move, the move that people can't under the radar move, is Fatana.
Maybe
because he goes to the same school. Just saying. So they could be like
bloodline,
looking into Rosengarten, but really be looking into Fatana.
I think the bloodline thing was about Luke McCaffrey. I will not be surprised if 49ers get Luke McCaffrey because of the bloodline thing. But
is McCaffrey that important that they would just draft his brother? I mean, like, look, if the final 4 picks aren't even draftable players anyway, just get Luke's brother, Jerry Rice's son, Frank Gore's son, and just make everyone happy.
That's all that matters. Yeah. That's all that matters. I could see them getting Luke McCaffrey. He seems like 49ers love them some white skill players, and Luke McCaffrey would one, right? So they're the Utah Jazz of NFL teams. I could see them getting
they're Duke.
I could see they're basically Yale of NFL teams. I could see them getting Luke McCaffrey later on in rounds, but
the Bucks have Giannis's brother just cause,
yeah.
That's what's gonna happen.
And if anyone drafts LeBron's son, it's gonna be just so LeBron comes over there because he's not good enough to be in the NBA either. But that's a different point. Back to our boy Roger Rosengarten. I believe they want to draft him, but not with the 31st pick. Or if they move up, not with that pick. If they pick in the first round, it will not be Roger Rosengarten, but they're going to do everything they can to get him in the second. That's what I believe. I don't believe that Chris Sims, if he was really told that from Kyle Shanahan, why would he go out and say that? Why would he just publicly announce that if that's really what he's told? He also said Mac Jones was getting drafted by the 49ers as well.
Yeah. I just feel like everyone's put together this. Once you hear that Roger Rosengarten played in an offense that had the outside zone and his high school coach was Ed McCaffrey and he's working out with Joe Staley, it's like, oh, boom. And John Lynch was at the pro day. It just feels like it's a lock and a key, but I don't know about it. I mean, in round 1, that wouldn't be a good pick, even if they tried to sell it as one. And then what was interesting today about John Lynch talking about the offensive lineman, what did he say? He said what's interesting about this year's crop is that they have a lot of flexibility. Guys who can play multiple positions. That's not Rosengarten. That's Fatanu. And they need a guy who's flexible because they don't have necessarily a starting spot at offensive tackle available, like ready right now. But they do at right guard. and they could tackle next year. So a player who has a little flexibility would appeal to them. And that's not Rosengarten. So I don't know.
He also said, though, he's focused on, like, he didn't say, the wording was a little strange, but he talked about the interior of the offensive line versus tackle, right? And there's a lot of guys that have flexibility to play center and guard and maybe a little tackle. But there's a lot of guys that could go back from center to guard, and there are a lot more talented players at that position at 31 than going after Rosengarten. Like, I feel like you could get a really good guard, really good center at that spot, and then move up in the second round and also get Rosengarten, and you can walk away with 2. That's what I would be trying to do over getting Rosengarten at 31. I think that's a huge reach. He's good. He's a good scheme fit. He's not just very talented, though. And I think if they reach up to 31 to get him, I think that's gonna. I don't see that as a good move when there's defensive tackles in this draft. Like, what if Byron Murphy falls down? What if Darius Robinson, who's an edge but could also play a little D tackle, what if he's there? What if Kool-Aid McKinstry drops down and he's available, and you're going to pass those? What if Jackson Powers Johnson is available, or Graham Barton is available, and you're going to screw all those guys? I'm getting Roger Rosengarten at 31. I just don't see it.
No, that's how you have a bad record in the first round. Yeah, absolutely. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
That's our official.
Cool. Yeah.
Huh?
Second round, I'm cool with it. There's some real dudes that'll be available to me at 31.
Well, actually, what I'd like to say is I'd be really disappointed if they pick at 31. I'd like to see him trade up or trade back. One or the other. Don't stay at 31 because you told us you only got 22 first-round grades. Go get one of your first-round grade players or get the hell out. Don't gaslight.
That's why I do like that option. If they are going to trade BA, that's why I like that Washington option almost too, because you can get some really good dudes. If you went 31, 34, and 46 or whatever it is, those are 3 good dudes that could actually start. You could find a receiver, a defensive tackle, and one of these guards or centers, or get Rosengarten with that pick. That's what I would do.
Matt McEwen says they drafted a kicker in the 3rd. All draft logic when it comes to the Niners is Pandora's box logic.
That's true.
Moody's a great player, so bite your tongue, Matt. Sleeper picks isn't allowed in New York. Oh, that's too bad. New York needs to get with the times.